Good morning, natural gas. It's Wednesday, June the 3rd, 2026. I'm Tim Beggans, president of ELK Trading Company. And for the spot July contract, we're currently up just 1 penny to 317.70 or 0.35%. And as you can see, things have gone sideways right here for the last 2 bars. We were up overnight, up over 7 cents. Why? Because TTF was up here today, up almost 3% on hostilities renewing in the Iran-US war. The Strait of Hormuz remains, well, undecided. Let's put it that way. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. And here's the hourly chart. As you can see, we pushed out as high as 324.90 last night and then started to sink. As US traders said, not happening so fast. We're going to go down, and currently right now we're holding near the daily pivot today at 316.5, holding just above that. The RSI is pointing lower right now, which means we're going to go sideways here. Looks like we're stuck here between 310 and 325. Means just it's a higher range. We're looking at expectations tomorrow for storage around plus 103. This compares to plus 119 last year and plus 101 for the 5-year average. Currently, LNG is running around 16 BCF. That's well off its peak near 19. And let's take a look at the the Novi through March strip. And this is some bargain hunting coming in here. We're up 1.4 cents here today, 387.70. The RSI is turning higher. What's going on? Well, LNG is undergoing still some pipeline maintenance, some maintenance at the facilities, and everybody's getting ready for winter. Why? Because that's the peak season for space heating, and that's what's used for natural gas and LNG. And if the Strait of Hormuz is still closed for another couple of months, people are going to be very pinched in Asia and Europe to heat their homes. So, of course, everybody in the United States is getting ready for winter. And here is what's going on at Las Rafan. That's in Qatar. And we've got a tanker that is at anchorage right now, possibly fueling up. And as you can see, these are the 10 loading terminals here for LNG at Las Rafan. Let's pull out a little bit. And as you can see, the Strait of Hormuz does have some traffic here, although still we've got congestion back here in the UAE and Oman. And of course, well north at Bahrain and all the way back at Iraq. So let's take a look at where our Sea Eagle was pushing out to for Asia, at least, which continues its journey somewhere to Asia. Most likely, it's going to China. As you can see right now, it is off Madagascar here, and it is pushing in this general direction toward Indonesia and possibly then up into the South China Sea. We'll keep a careful eye on that right now. We've got no loadings here over in the United States at Golden Pass. We're scrolling in here. Sorry for the movement here, but as you can see, no boats are loading yet at Golden Pass, and there's a reason why, just not making enough LNG. How about Cameron? Cameron's doing well, almost 1.4 out of 1.56 capacity there. How about Creole Trail? Well, there's still a little bit of capacity open here. This is for Sabine Pass. This is one of the pipelines running currently just at 1.465 out of 1.7 BCF of capacity. But next door over here at Corpus Christi, it's got well over a BCF of capacity. Why? They're doing some maintenance here at the Sinton compressor station. So we're currently running at 1.724 out of 2.75 at Corpus Christi. So well off the highs. And here is Trans-Cameron. This is for Calcasieu Pass, Venture Global. And as you can see, there also is almost a half a BCF of capacity open here. We're still trying to figure out what's going on, but right now this has been steady, running at 1.6 to 1.7 BCF. And here is Plaquemines, which again is running over nameplate capacity at over 4 BCF out of 3.94 nameplate capacity. So running hot over in Plaquemines, running low over at Calcasieu Pass. And here is Golden Pass. And unfortunately, it's just running about 117,000 MMBTUs. This is out of total capacity for train 1 of 800 to 850,000 MMBTUs. So right now, well off full utilization. We're hoping this is just growth pains here. We need to get this train back up and running here, closer toward 500,000 MMBTUs to make enough LNG for another ship to come in. And here is ERCOT. And as you can see right now, we're getting very low wind here today, and this is going to continue for a while. We're only getting total renewables just over 30,000 MMBTUs, excuse me, 1,000 megawatts. And of course, our capacity now is climbing as we get into towards summer. Right now, we're currently expected to be over 72,000 megawatts, although that was revised down 2,000 from the day ahead. And here's natural gas pulling in about 50% of the fuel mix because of that low wind. But look what else is going on. The nuclear fleet is up and running in Texas. There are 2 facilities there, and both are running at near 100% utilization. Let's turn to the anomaly map for the US. And as you can see, there are some warmer temperatures pushing in through the midsection of the country here, especially out west as well. The East Coast cools off here toward the 4th. That's tomorrow. And then we start seeing some warmer temperatures start to come back in again. And as we get closer and closer to the end of this forecast period around June the 17th, you can start seeing some very warm temperatures across the United States here. And that's going to help natural gas continue to gain some market share with the low wind. So let's take a look here right at toward the end here. And 1 second here. And there we go. This is the greatest area for wind right here along the spine of the Rockies. And this is where we have the highest anomalies for temperatures here on June the 19th. So we're looking continue to be low wind with rising temperatures. And let's look at the heat risk. This is the interior west is still moderate heat risk. This expands here, especially down into the lower portions of Southern California into Nevada. And this starts to push into the East Coast, moderately hot risk, a heat risk here from Virginia all the way back up into Maine. That continues for a few days. And then it starts to expand out of Texas into Louisiana, Arkansas, all the way back up into St. Louis, and then parts of the upper Midwest. So we are starting to feel summer coming. And here's Europe. It is warm here at the end of May, and then it starts to moderate here during this period for June 7th. And then we start seeing warmer temperatures start pushing back into the forecast period, especially toward the east. This is Spain, Italy, Greece. This pushes in very much toward the end here. This is June 16th, and then it starts to moderate a little bit toward June 17th. Storage, how about 40.8% full across the EU? We still need to get injections going. They are still holding close to, but slightly below the average mean. So let's take a look at Asia. This is warmer. Hong Kong has some heat risk here for the next 2 days, Thursday and Friday, as temperatures are well into the 90s and high humidity. And as you can see, as we go through the forecast period, eastern provinces of China stay warm. That also includes parts of the Koreas and Japan. As we get further and further into the forecast period, here's June the 14th. That is pretty warm. And then we start pushing out even warmer temperatures again toward June the 17th. And let's take a look at the tropics. Well, it's quiet. The Gulf of America and Mexico, there is some storm activity off of the coast, the Yucatan, but there's no development expected anytime soon because we've got a Saharan air layer just pushing into the Caribbean as well. Some of this dust is already in the Gulf of America / Mexico, but as you can see, this is a 2-tiered Saharan air layer of dust that's going to inhibit any tropical development in the mid-Atlantic. And here's our nuclear fleet. It's running right now at 3.2 gigawatts are offline. Only 2 nuclear reactors, St. Lucie and Surrey, have more than 50% outage. The rest are pretty much up and running. And let's take a look at our stocks. Stocks in the oil and gas E&P sector between $2 and $10 billion have a high short float over 10%. And as you can see, it's pretty much neutral right now. Only one really down is CRK, which is down 1.78% behind me. CNX down 0.2%. So recapping here, we have a strong overnight surge with TTF, but once the Americans started waking up, It sold off, and currently right now we are again trading at 317.80, up 1.1 cents or 0.35%. We are expecting storage tomorrow be somewhere around plus 103 BCF, again against last year 119, the 5-year average plus 101. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.